Hello, welcome to this safety app demo. This is the mobile app that you can see on the screen. Now we are going to start with induction and see how induction is done. So to work on induction, we are going to log in as safety officer. Logging in as safety officer. Adding the password and yes. So we've logged in as a safety officer. If you can see here, it shows you uh, the project that we have logged in with, that is Everest. It shows me that Pooja has been logged in and logged in as a safety officer and an auditor. So first we'll look at the safety officer. So as a safety officer, Pooja is able to do induction. So here you can see the card for induction. I'm going to click on it. Once I click on this card, I'll be able to see all the inductions that have happened before this. So you can see this was done on 15th of September. If there's a long list, I can even search it here. Okay, and I can also filter it based on date, from date to date, or on the category. Now we'll create a new induction. So when I'm creating a new induction, I can create the induction based on these 6 categories. So as a client, as a staff, as a labor, as a contractor or vendor, government official or consultant. So for this demo purpose, we are going to do it as a laborer. So here I have to allow a device location for geotagging. I'll show you how it is done later. Okay, so now I'm going to add details. So let me add details, a first name, last name, contact number. I'm just typing it randomly for now. Next to kin name. So these are all the details that we would require for our documentation. Who is the contractor? So let me just say, okay, contractor contact number for our documentation purpose. The experience of the laborer, let's say 6 years. What is the age of the laborer? 31. Is he literate or illiterate? So I'm going to take illiterate for this thing. Then what are the trade of the laborer? So maybe we can say he's a foreman. Relation to this thing, spouse, ID proof. So let's say Aadhaar card. I'm going to take Aadhaar card. And reason for visit. So current site staff. Now I've filled in the entire form. With this, I'm going to click the photo of the laborer. So for this demo purpose, I'm just going to click a photo of my keyboard. I have to allow to take picture. It clicks a photo. I have to click a photo of the Aadhaar card as well. So next I go here, we will be choosing the safety equipment provided. So suppose we have provided these 3 things. I'm clicking on this, instructions given. So what were the instructions that were given to the laborer? So we've given all these 4 instructions. Then here I am ticking that the laborer has understood all the instructions and will be following the instructions. And in this box below, we have to take the laborer's signature. So let me show you. We're taking. Okay, so we have taken laborer's signature. If you see, it has automatically time-stamped it for right now, October 5th at 5:56 p.m. It has taken the geolocation, geotagging to verify that it was done at the site itself. And if you see below, where in case the laborer is illiterate and not able to sign, the safety officer can sign on the behalf of the laborer. So that is the signature. So tick box at the end. So right now we are assuming the laborer is signing himself. Now we'll go for a preview. The preview, it shows all the details that we have done. If we feel some of these details are not correct, we can go back and edit them, or we submit it. So for this demo purpose, we'll submit it. So when I say submit, now it has been submitted. Okay. So this is how we are doing an induction. Now going back, I'm going to log out as a safety officer and I'm going to log in as an engineer to show you how we create work permits and toolbox training. So this is where we see the profile details. We can change the password from here, add a photo or edit the basic info that we have. So right now I'm going to log out. So I'm logging out. Now I'm going to log in as an engineer. Okay. Now that I've Okay, so I'm logged in as an engineer. It will show me the project I've logged in for, that is Everest. And welcome Ram, you've logged in as an engineer. So now I'm going to create a work permit from here. You can see on this tile it says work permit. So I'm going to click a work permit and create it. These are already created work permits that I can see along with their status. Again, here you will be able to search a work permit or filter the work permit based on category and the from and to date. So I'm creating a new work permit. So I'm going to create a work permit for working on Cradle. Then if you see a work permit name is automatically generated, then I'm going to select the area where it is this work permit is applicable. I'm saying save. I can select more than one if I want. Okay, I've selected and I'm saying save. I'm going to select the sub area. So sub area, suppose I select two. So these are the two areas where I'm going to conduct the work. What will be the duration of work? So today from 5 o'clock till say today till 10 o'clock. Okay. Oh, sorry. To today 10 o'clock. Okay. So duration of work has got selected. Now I'm selecting the document that is required. So you can have more than one documents that are part of this work permit. So I can select the document. If I click here, I will be able to see the document that is attached here. If you see, the document will be seen. I go next. These are the hazards that are identified for this work permit. So I can select from the list. And if there is any other hazard, I can add it here as well. So I'm just adding it for the demo purpose. What are the precautions in place that we have? So I'm selecting the precautions, selecting the PPE kit that is given to the laborers. Also, if there are any other, I can add them. Now we are going to add who will be the checker for this particular work permit. So the checker can be the safety officer assigned to this particular project or any auditor. So right now I'm going to select the safety officer Pooja for checker for this project. Then I'm confirming that everything that I have added is correct. I'm going to add my signature here. Okay. It has geotagged my location. I'm going to preview it, look for the details. If I want to edit, I can go and edit. Otherwise, I'm going to submit it. So once I have submitted it, you can see it has got added with the open status. Okay, now that it has been added as open status, what I'll do is I'll create a toolbox training for this particular work permit, and then we will go to the safety officer and we will um, accept the work permit and the rest of the flow for the toolbox training as well. So I'm creating a new toolbox training. I have selected this newly created work permit. Okay. Then I'm going to select the activity that needs to be there for this thing. I'm going to add the trainees. So I'm adding the trainees. If you see now they are added. Here the trainee will need to sign. Okay. And I save the signature of the trainee. Then, okay, I'm saving. So if you see, once I've saved it, this red dot here has turned green. That means the signature has been saved. If I wish to remove the trainee, I can click on this trash can here and it will go, and I can expand it from here to see. Again, if you see, it shows signed by engineer. So if the laborer who has been added to this toolbox is not able to sign, the engineer can sign on behalf of the uh, trainee. Now I go next. Here I enter the details if I want. Okay. Then I'm going to select the safety officer who is going to work on this, who's going to close this particular toolbox training, and the document that is required if there is a document, and then I'm going to select the instructions that are given. I go next. I take a group photo. So for this demo purpose, I'm clicking here. Okay. Then I, as a engineer, I'm going to sign here. Preview the details of the toolbox, edit them if required, or submit it. Now I've submitted it and a new toolbox training has been created. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out as a engineer, log in as the safety officer, and I'll show you the rest of the flow of the toolbox training and work permit. So Pooja was our safety officer. So I'm logging in. I've logged in. Okay. Now let's go to the work permit. So if you see, there are these there are these yellow dots on the card which shows a number. The number indicates the pending work permits that Pooja needs to work on. So she has 3 work permits to work on, 3 toolbox trainings to work on, and as an auditor, there are 3 work permits. So let us click on work permit here. So work permit, if you see, there is this one which is open. I'm going to click on this. I will, as a safety officer, be clicking and checking the details. I'll click on this, the details that I wish to see. I'll do that. I will. So I feel everything is right, everything is in order. So I'm going to accept it. Okay. In case I find that something is missing, it needs to be reworked on, I can add it as a comment, and uh, then I'm going to click on reject, where it will go back to the engineer to be worked on. Okay, but for this purpose, I'm going to accept it. I'm going to add my signature, and I am going to say this has been accepted. Now this has been accepted. It has gone into the accepted queue. Now what happens is I can go and I can check it as an auditor. So since we have the auditor card here itself, I'll go and click on the auditor. Here, if you see, as an auditor, I can see the details, and I can audit accepted or audit rejected. So audit is an optional step. It is not required for a work permit, but you can audit it. But for a work permit, the uh, safety officer accepting the work permit is mandatory. If uh, the flow of work permit doesn't get completed until and unless it is accepted by the safety officer. So here again, I'm going to say accepted. I'm going to uh, sign, okay, and say accepted. So now this has been audit accepted. So if you see, the status of this particular work permit has also been changed. And now let us look at the toolbox training. Okay, so once we go to the toolbox training, let us go to the latest one that we have created. So as a safety officer, I'm going through it, I'm checking it. Okay, I'm checking all the details that are required. Then I'm going to say I have given the safety instructions given. And okay, and I'm closing it. So this particular toolbox training has now been closed by the safety officer. Okay, so this is the flow of your work permits and the toolbox training. Now I'm going to show you two other flows that are available on the mobile, and then we'll switch over to the web. So on the mobile, you can create needs attention and accident report. This is applicable to everybody who has a mobile app. That is your engineer, your safety officer, and auditor. So on the mobile side, we have three roles: the safety officer, the engineer, and auditor. So all three of them can create a needs attention or accident report. So what is needs attention? When I click on needs attention, it basically I can create a issue or something that needs attention on your construction site, maybe a security breach or something which is an issue. So whichever project I am associated with or I have selected on my dashboard, it automatically gets populated here. Who needs to take care of this needs attention or who needs to resolve this? We are going to add those here. So let me say Ram. Then what is the location of breach? So let me say fifth floor. What is the risk level? Say medium. So this risk level that we can see here is all configured from the admin side. I'll show you when we go to the web. Also, if you saw all the instructions given, all the PPs that we saw on the work permit, all of them are configurable from the admin end on the web. So I'm adding details. So I'm supposing rubble needs cleared, and I'm going to click a photo of the rubble. Okay, and I submit it. So this needs attention has now been created and it has been assigned to Ram. So we'll log in into Ram's account and check. Before that, I'll just show you how we can create an accident report. So here we have an accident report. So let me create a new accident first. So again, the project has been selected here. So I'm going to select the people who have been part of this accident. So let's say these three were part of the accident. Location of accident, excavation site. What was the severity level? It was bruised, so they were simply bruised. What were the details? So slipped on wet mud and bruised. First aid applied. Okay, so this is the thing. Again, we can take pictures here with for accident. We can click multiple photos. So let me show you. I'm clicking one photo. I'm clicking another photo. And I can so on click as many as I want. If I feel some need to be deleted, I can delete the ones. You can see this trash icon here. So these are enough for me. I have clicked two and I say submit. So this accident has been now submitted. So this is mainly for documentation purpose and it has been submitted. I can click on it to see more details of it. Okay, so this is on the mobile end. Now, if you see, we had created a needs attention. So I'll just explain the flow of needs attention. So needs attention, anybody can create, assign it to somebody. The person who has been assigned to can work on the needs attention and say it has been resolved. Then the needs attention gets resolved and comes back to the person who has raised it, and the person who has raised it then close it. So this is the flow that is applicable for needs attention. With this, we have covered everything that is available on the mobile. Now let us switch to the web and look at the details. Okay, we have logged in on the web as a manager now. On web, we have two roles. One is that of the manager and other is the admin. Manager role will be able to see all the reports for the projects that has been assigned to the manager, and on the admin will be able to manage the users, the projects, and the configurations. We'll go on the admin later. First, we'll look at the manager part. So if you see on the manager, the first thing we see is the dashboard. So now on the dashboard, if you see, I'll be able to see the projects that have been assigned to me. Everest is the only project that is assigned, so I'll be able to see that. Then how many induction trainings were done, how many toolbox trainings were done, and how many trainees were part of that toolbox training, which inevitably becomes the total strength of your project that day. Then this is work permits created, needs attention raised, and accidents reported. So you can see all these details here. So by default, you'll see this dashboard for today. You can change it from here if you want. So here is a calendar. You click on it, you can select the time frame that you want. You can have it for yesterday, last 7 days, last 30 days, this month, or you can even go for a custom range. So if I click on custom range, it gives me a calendar and I can select the from and to date. So for now, we'll just keep it for today. When I go to reports, it gives me details of the report. So induction. So this is the induction we did today. This was an earlier induction. It gives me all the details, where the geotag location, then when it was created, the time and date stamp and everything. And here you can see a small icon. If I click on it, it will give me further details, the photo that was clicked, what were the safety equipment provided, instructions, everything that has been part of it. So I can see it here. Plus I can download this report uh, on this, it will be downloaded in Excel sheet, and I can also filter it here again if I want to on the basis of date. Now this is a table, and on each of the column of the table, I can pin this column. Okay, so if I say pin left, this column gets pinned, and I can uh, move the other columns. Okay, then one is pin it. I can auto size this column or all columns. So let me show you how I auto size it. See, I can size it the way I want. Okay, then you can see there's a arrow here. With this, it will be able to, it will sort it. Okay, second is I can filter it. So I can filter it on, I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you here. So I can filter it, say so if I say see, it will filter it accordingly, and if I remove it, the filter will go away. Okay, and the last one is a search. So I can search on whichever column that I want. Okay, so this particular features are available for each of the columns of this table. Now this is where I'm seeing inductions. This is where I'll be able to see the toolbox training. So again, you can see all the details of the toolbox training, download it, filter on time. If I click on details, it will give me all the details of the toolbox training that we just saw. Then work permit. So here are the work permits that have been created. Here you will be able to see all the details. So again, if you click here, these are the details. But for work permit, we have one more icon. If you see here, this is for the history. So it will show you when it was created, when it was accepted, and when it was accepted, who accepted it, for the signatures, the timestamp, everything. So this gives you all the details of the work permit. Now we'll move on to the needs attention. So this was the needs attention created. Again, here we'll be able to see the history of the needs attention. Okay, and accident report. So these are all the details you'll be able to see on the web for a manager. Now let me log out as a manager and let me log in as an admin. So I've logged in as an admin. Here, once I've logged in, I'm able to see all the users that are part of this particular application. So you see the engineer, the auditor, the safety officer, all of them are part of this here. So all the details of all the users you'll be able to see here. Okay, now you can add the user from here. A single user can be added from here with all the details. These are the basic details that we can see. Then you can bulk upload the users. The template for bulk upload is available here in the Excel sheet. And if you want to download all the user details in Excel sheet, you can download them from here. Now here you can edit the existing user you want. You can delete the user if required. And here you can see the projects and the roles this user is part of. Okay, so these are all the user details. Here you'll be able to see the zones that are created in the projects that are part of this thing. So again, a simple add project can be done from here. Here we can activate, deactivate the project. Action required, we can assign the user to a project from here. So if you see this project, we can assign from here. So yeah. So suppose I want to delete this, I can delete it from here and say assign, and that gets assigned. If I want to assign the user a new role, I can assign it from here and the role. Okay. So that can be managed from here. Now we'll go to the settings and see what all settings are available on the admin front. So here, what we can do is on the induction side, the proof of identity that we saw on the form, we can configure it from here. We can add, delete, edit the things. So for example, we have these 6 here. So if I say I don't want a visiting card, if I simply delete it, it is gone. Now we have just 4. Okay, so I can add an item from here. Similarly, a reason for visit can be maintained from here. Safety equipment for induction can be maintained from here. And then if you saw, there were 6 categories on the mobile for induction. These are the 6 categories that we have. And instruction for each of these categories can be managed from here. So this is for the client. If you see, if I go here, this is for the staff. You can upload a document also if you want for the instructions. If you have like too many instructions, like instructions in 60s and 70s line of instruction, you can simply upload a document rather than filling them one by one here. Then for the laborer, again, we have instructions, and we can even maintain the trades from here. So what are the trades of the laborer? Similarly, contractor, and for all these categories. Then for toolbox training, I can add as many activities as I want, maintain them from here. I can edit them or delete them, search them. If you have a large number of activities, I can search them. And for each of the activities, I can add instructions. And again, if the instructions are too many, I can upload a document. Now I'll go to the work permit. For a work permit, we have main area of permission, sub area of permission. We saw that on the form. They can be maintained from here. Here again, you can add as many categories as you want. And for each of the category, you can maintain the documents required, hazards, precautions, and PPEs list from here. So this is entirely configurable. Accident report, you can maintain the severity from here, and needs attention, risk level also can be maintained from here. Now we have another feature called SMS and mail. So for each of the flows that you saw on the mobile, there are certain events for each of the flows, and a mail or a SMS can be triggered for these flows, and they can be configured from here. So let's take an example of induction. So for induction, there's only one event of submit. So you're just submitting a induction. So for that, whenever an induction gets submitted, if you want a mail to be triggered, this is the mail that can be triggered. Here, if you see, there is a to field. In the to field, you can add the names of the people for which this needs to be triggered. Now, these you can add up to 50 emails and separated by a comma or a semicolon. In case you don't add any email IDs here, no mail will be triggered. Similarly, you have contact. So you can add the contact numbers here up to 50. So you have for different, like for work permit, there are more events compared. For each of the event, you can trigger a mail or SMS as required. So and here, this you can maintain your profile or change password from here or log out. Yeah. So this is all we can. This is all for the website. Thank you.